So shall we fit the engine? I said we would. Let's have a go at it. Right, let's come back this way a bit just to give us a bit of safety. So you can see how the pivot point changes, which allows this low level to drop down, which is what we're after. So we've got to slide that gearbox down in as we go. Right, so you stop every now and again and have a look to see what we got. So you can see it's quite tight through here. We're near that fuse box. It's fairly tight here, but there's a relay there. So we want to watch that, but I could have taken it off, but it will go past there. Obviously I've got the engine mounts past our steering box and our idler. And then we've got this cross member here. So this has got to now go down, back, level up, and then that's got to clear that cross member. So it's got to go in quite a long way yet. So you see we've only got that much room here, and we're going to need all of that there. So that's almost going to be touching that bumper time we get it there. The jack's under there to help articulate the gearbox up, because although the load lever is going to work, we might need to get a bit more by just a bit of helping hand on the jack. I think we want to go in a bit further and then start to articulate it, you know, change its centre of gravity a bit so it angles back in the proper direction. And we want to do this without hitting the bulkhead. I think we'll tip that round a bit. Allow this to tip a bit and see what we got. I think that's probably the next best thing. So we want to tip the big gearbox up, don't we? So we're sat about where we want to be. So if we look down in here, we can see where the engine mount's going to need to go. So we've got a through bolt through there, and then it will bolt onto the chassis there, and then that's the actual mount itself, this spring-loaded, I don't know if that's the right description, but these springy things. So it's those, we've got to get those in to mount it properly. So that's why I haven't got them in there at the minute, because we need loose to be able to get that through bolt through. We should be able to pop that in there, and then with that loose we should be able to start that through there, oops, something like that. There you go, so that's sort of dropped that on there. So that's sort of loosely in there. I'll do the same the other side, and then we'll try and drop it down onto a bit more. Right, so that's sort of where it needs to go roughly. So if I let this drop down a touch more, that's dropping down right. That's lining up that bolt. That one's starting to line up. Let's see if I can pop the back one in. There you go. Right, that's on there. That rear bolt, I can't get the nut on that without lying down here, so I'll do that quickly. Right, so that's rested down onto there. Now we've got to lift the gearbox up. So we'll have a look at that next. So that's what the jack's here for. The main reason is to get that up to height. I need to do it that way. But the other reason we've got to do this is that I've got to take the crane away. So if I lift that up, top the back of that up with the jack, then I should go up onto that drain bung, missing the clutch carrier, clutch release slave carrier, and there I've got that back up there now, haven't I? So I've got that in a better position, and now I can take the crane away, remove our load leveller, but I'll leave the chains on for now, and you'll see why. Okay, take the load level off of there so we don't hit anything on anything. Now we've got to use that chain, pull the back of the engine up, and these are great tools, really, really good. So that looks like it's supporting it. So drop the jack down, just to check. By letting the jack down gently, we'll know if we've got it held there or not, won't we? Rather than lifting the ramp up and finding it all tries to tip out. There you can see it's tipping back like that. Right. Right, we can get up in the air now. So that's our gearbox mount, we've got to put that on. So that's the rubber part of it. So that's you replace that bit, this you can buy this in. But this bit was missing, so I fabricated that up out of steel. Right. So there you go, we can see what we've got. That's going to go up onto those bolts through there, like that. And then that allows me to get to the nuts on it. And then we've got to pull this all up into place, haven't we? That's got to go up. So we've got to use that winder and pull it up, or we could use the transmission jack under here for now to lift it. That's it. Okay, how's that? Looks all right, doesn't it? But we'll just do this and then we know we're safe. So we're in there anyway. Well, that's a success.